Make sure you look when you get back, Pat, and good luck to you. And with that, the little man disappeared. When Pat got home, he took a look at the little yellow blossoms. He had to rub his eyes twice. They had all turned to poor gold pieces. Well, the first thing Pat did was go to the shoemaker to have him make a beautiful pair of new shoes. And being a kind boy, he told the curious shoemaker the whole story. The shoemaker began to feel greedy. He wondered if he could go to the past and dance with the fairies that night. Chapter 5. The shoemaker found his way to the path all right, and when he got there, the fairies were dancing. But instead of waiting polly fairies, he barged right in and began to dance with them. He danced the soles of his shoes off, as Pat had, and the ferryman lent him the red shoes. When the shoemaker came out of the ditch, he saw the jewels and pearls scattered in the grass. Will you help yourself, or will you take what I give you? Asked the little man. Why, I think I will help myself if you please, said the shoemaker. And he stuffed every pocket, plus his socks, with precious stones. The little man made him promise to return the shoes in the morning and sent him home in a twinkling. When the shoemaker got home, he immediately pulled the jewels from his pockets, but not a single jewel remained. There was nothing but a heap of the ordinary pebbles. The shoemaker swore and stomped, and then he thought to himself that he would keep the little man's shoes. Who knows what magic is in them, he thought. So he made a tiny pair of red shoes just like the fairy shoes. He covered the real shoes with black polish so they couldn't be recognized. Then at sunrise she went back to the path just as before. The ferryman appeared at the edge of the ditch. Chapter 6. Top of the morning to you, said the shoemaker. Here are your shoes. He handed the ferryman a pair he had made. The little man looked at them, but he said nothing, and he did not put them on. Have you looked at the things I gave you last night? Said the little man. Oh no, I came here as soon as I woke up, lied the shoemaker. Be sure to look when you get back, said the little man, and then the shoemaker grinned. He was sure that the ferryman had just uttered the magic words that would turn the pedals back into jewels. Ah, sir, said the ferryman, I believe there's a bit of the rust on your shoes. Let me polish them for you. That means I'll be home in an instant, thought the shoemaker. But the little man breathed on his shoes and muttered some word that the shoemaker couldn't hear. Soon the shoemaker's feet began to tingle. Then they have it itched, and then they burned. Finally, he began to dance, and he danced all around the path. The ferryman left and left, holding his sides. The shoemaker danced until he cried out from exhaustion, but the fairies drove him away. Where he went, nobody knows, but some say they've seen the greedy shoemaker dancing from sunset to sunrise around the Murderous Pass. May 24th. We had a soccer play with 4 class. So in the 4th class, 4th lesson was the physical education. So we played soccer together. If we win, we get 30,000 won, and if we lose, we lost 30,000 won. We got all the classes got 70,000 won, from the school for the students. So we play soccer for the 30,000 won. We won. I was a goalkeeper, and I didn't let them to get goal. And after school, I went to hospital at the last time. The doctor said if there's no problem with me, you don't need to come to hospital. So I don't have to go to hospital tomorrow and ever again. Maybe if I break my something, I have to go, but not before it. And I went to English Academy, and I came back to home and I ate the food, not dinner, and I did homework.